Off the Beaten Path. Off the Beaten Path. Brand new country. And we're not talking that top 40 crap either. This is where you can hear great singers and songwriters, and they just don't have the backing when it comes to labels. Guest interviews and everything from pop country to bluegrass and folk to hip hop. This is Off the Beaten Path.
Off the Beaten Path podcast. Meet Ben Merritt, another week, and another special guest. Mr. Cody Joe Hodges joining us here this week on the show. And again, Cody Joe's got a military background. He's a singer-songwriter. Again, just a fantastic guy all around. Literally from the first letter of his name all the way through all three names to the last. He is a great guy. Had the opportunity to chat with him, and you're going to look forward to it here on the show. Also this week, we are going to hear the latest single from Mr. Ranger Smith, a little Tyler Rich for you, as well as our family reunion. One of the fastest family reunion opportunities we've had. Drew Baldridge, who was just a guest a couple weeks ago, already has a new single out yet again. He had Dance With You when we talked to him. Now he's got a new single out called Rebound. We'll hear it in a little bit. Austin Webb as well with a new acoustic song. Also Sarah Beth Tate, JD and the Straight Shots. And let's give it a kickstart here with Broseph E. Lee. It's Fill 'Em On Up right here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Thanks for joining us.
Way out here, it's a party in the woods. We do it right, we're gonna do it good. Sipping on Captain in my coat, breathing in and out that feel-good smoke. A blacked-out Silverado. My girl's looking like a model. Popping bottles, full throttle. We're turning it up tonight. 'Cause it's a going all out night. Gonna be a wild ride. Get your drinks in the air. And it's a party hard, good time. Ain't stop until the sunrise. Everybody knows we're here. You gotta fill 'em on up, fill 'em on up. Tip 'em on back, tip 'em on back. Fill 'em on up, fill 'em on up. Tip 'em on back, tip 'em on back. Let's go! Way out here, a bonfire in the sticks. Gonna take it to the barn, gotta check her for ticks. Pulling that whiskey off the top. You know how we roll, this is how we rock. In a blacked out Silverado. My girl's looking like a model. Popping bottles, full throttle. We're turning it up tonight. 'Cause it's a going all out night. Gonna be a wild ride. Get your drinks in the air. And it's a party hard, good time. Ain't stop until the sunrise. Everybody knows we're here. You gotta fill 'em on up, fill 'em on up. Tip 'em on back, tip 'em on back. Fill 'em on up, fill 'em on up. Tip 'em on back, tip 'em on back. Let's go! Here's to the weekend, doing it right. Fill 'em on up and raise 'em up high. Here's to the weekend, doing it right. Fill 'em on up and raise 'em up high. 'Cause it's a going all out night. Gonna be a wild ride. Get your drinks in the air. 'Cause it's a going all out night. Gonna be a wild ride. Get your drinks in the air. And it's a party hard, good time. Ain't stop until the sunrise. Everybody knows we're here. You gotta fill 'em on up, fill 'em on up. Tip 'em on back, tip 'em on back. Fill 'em on up, fill 'em on up. Tip 'em on back, tip 'em on back. Let's go!
Off the Beaten Path.
It's great on my iPod. It's on my phone, on my iPad.
I always listen on my computer at work.
Log on and listen. Like us on Facebook. Search for OTBP Podcast to join the conversation. Follow Off the Beaten Path on Twitter at OTBP Podcast.
Ride that slide. Close your eyes and just glide. Hold on tight to the string of your kite. Smile that smile deep inside inner child. Feel the air, blow your hair, you don't care. Life is just a carnival, this is a ride you get to take for free. It's just begun, it's so much fun, so jump aboard and you will see. Feel the joy like you were a little boy. Swing in the air, go so high if you dare. Why do we get old and cold and grow to lose the child that's inside? Exchange it all for fear of being judged undignified. By doing so, you lose it all, the parts that made us feel alive. Release the brake and all the aches, and you will feel yourself just glide. Why do we get old and cold and grow to lose the child that's inside? Exchange it all for fear of being judged undignified. By doing so, you lose it all, the parts that made us feel alive. Release the brake, that's all it takes, and you will feel yourself just glide.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. There you go. That is JD in the straight shot. Off the Ballyhoo, I think that's how it's pronounced. Off the Ballyhoo album. That is called Glide. And again, JD and the straight shot have been around for a while, but they keep changing up basically their whole lineup, except for frontman Jim Dolan. Jim is in charge of a 4-piece band right now, and they have stripped it down to the the basics of the Americana movement that they are pushing. So that's a pretty good tune. I enjoy it. The whole album's a fantastic thing. Again, I mean, New York Times and Billboard and things like that, they wouldn't lie to most people. Anyway. Anyway, Ben Merritt hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path. Stick with us, Cody Joe. Stick with us. Cody Joe Hodges is on the way in just a little bit. But right now, Sarah Beth Tate off of her self-titled EP, He Loves Me, right here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt.
He loves me not. Funny what a heartbreak does. Makes you do things like counting on wishes while you're blowing on dandelion fuzz. Picking up a penny on the ground cause you swear it's a sign from God you're supposed to be together. You prayed for rain and you got rainy weather, then you realized I got better things to do than sitting around wondering if he loves me not. Going through good mascara, is he thinking of me? Cause Lord, he's got me pulling on the petals of a yellow daisy, sitting here thinking I'm crazy, saying does he love me? Or does he love me not? Funny when you fall in love, you just know it's gonna be forever. Then he tells you that it ain't enough. He needs a little break, then he says, baby, there'll be a sign from God if you're supposed to be together. You find yourself crying more than ever, then you realize I got better things to do than sitting around wondering if he loves me not. I'm going through good mascara, is he thinking of me? Cause Lord, he's got me pulling on the petals of a yellow daisy, sitting here thinking I'm crazy, saying does he love me? Or does he love me not? He loves me not. Yeah, he loves me not. He loves me not. Going through good mascara, is he thinking of me? Cause Lord, he's got me pulling on the petals of a yellow daisy, sitting here thinking I'm crazy. He loves me not. Going through good mascara, is he thinking of me? Cause Lord, he's got me pulling on the petals of a yellow daisy, sitting here thinking I'm crazy, saying does he love me? Or does he love me not? He loves me not. Yeah, he loves me not. Does he love me?
Brand new country has a home
Time for some music now.
off the beaten path.
Oh, how convenient. You think I'm here for you. Got a history of lenience, of letting you do what you do. My friend done called and said you'd be calling. Soon as I hung up, my phone was ringing with your number that I deleted. A mistake I ain't repeating. Now that he's gone, you wanna get in my car, wanna steal my sheets, go a little too far. You're wrong if you think you can dip out like you did and say it over him. Kissing you, so you want me kissing you, hugging you, loving you. But baby, I ain't tripping over all the words that you're throwing out. I ain't your rebound.
Don't you think we could? It feels so good. Boy, we should.
I ain't your rebound.
Baby, don't you miss tasting my kiss? I know you want this.
I ain't your rebound. You're playing it cool with the sweet talk on your lips, but I ain't a fool. No. Yeah, I know what this is. Now that he's gone, you wanna get in my car, wanna steal my sheets, go a little too far. You're wrong if you think you can dip out like you did and say it over him. Kissing you, so you want me kissing you, hugging you, loving you. But baby, I ain't tripping over all the words that you're throwing
Off the Beaten Path podcast, Meet Ben Merritt. There you go. Like I said at the beginning of the show, that has got to be one of the fastest family reunions ever. I literally talked to this guy in early February. February 8th was the episode that we first talked to Drew Baldridge, and he's already got a new single out. I mean, the guy does not rest. Literally, you follow him on Snapchat, you will find that out. That is his new one called Rebound off the Dance With You EP. Dance With You was a big success, so he figured why not capitalize on the continued big part of his name. So very cool stuff. Definitely check it out. Drew Baldridge, Dance With You EP. That is the new single called Rebound. Now to one of the more, usual lengths of time that we hear from somebody. Mr. Austin Webb chatted with us in May of 2014. So it's almost been 2 years since I last checked in with Austin. Well, he didn't disappoint in any way, shape, or form, because he doesn't do that. Here it is. This is Getting Even, the acoustic version. Mr. Austin Webb here on Off the Beaten Path Podcast Family Reunion.
Give me something beautiful, I'll break it. Give me half a chance to make a mess, I'll make it. And give me love like hers, I'll forsake it. That's the kind of fool I am. One too many, and I'm gonna quit calling. I should be stronger, but I keep on falling. Apologize, come back crawling. I just don't understand. Should've killed me, but she didn't. She could hold it all against me, but she isn't. She oughta know better with a man like me, but she just keeps on loving what she oughta be leaving. She's got an odd way of getting even. A heart like Jesus, always patient. And mercy leads to salvation. She don't give up, she keeps on praying. I keep on trying, keep on failing. Should've killed me, but she didn't. She could hold it all against me, but she isn't. She oughta know better with a man like me, but she just keeps on loving what she oughta be leaving. Oh, she oughta know better with a man like me, but she just keeps on loving what she oughta be leaving. She's got an odd way of getting even. Should've killed me, but she didn't. She could hold it all against me, but she isn't. She oughta know better with a man like me, but she just keeps on loving what she oughta be leaving. Oh, she's got an odd way of getting even. Getting even.
Off the Beaten Path.
Music.
Now.
With Ben Merritt. Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Again, this is another great opportunity for you to get introduced to some up-and-comers in the world of country music. Again, we play everything from bluegrass to hip-hop, pop country to kind of what's becoming my new favorite subgenre of country music, which is the neo-traditionalist movement, or, you know, the new old guys, as I like to call them. The guys who play like that classic sound in Alan Jackson, Waylon Jennings, you know, Shania Twain even a little bit. Not that Cody Joe Hodges sounds like Shania Twain in any way. You don't sound like Shania Twain in any way, right, Cody?
It all depends which show you go to and how educated you are.
And how many drinks you've had too. So, but we got Cody Joe Hodges here on the line on Off the Beaten Path. Cody, how are you, man?
Oh, doing just wonderful. Just good to keep this outlaw country movement alive.
There you go. See, even the outlaw movement is up and running with some of these guys, and the outlaw movement, man. When I started in radio, I actually was like, there should be an outlaw country show, like a syndicated show that you can send out to everybody. Has, you know, Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, you know, Connie Smith, all the, like, outlaws. Like, there should be a show, and then, like, not too many people were interested. But nowadays, I bet you I could probably push that, and people would be interested in it.
Oh yeah, you know, it's just like everything else. I think a lot of things come back around,
Mm-hmm.
and just from what we've experienced, you know, the United States, you know, as a whole, I do believe they are looking for a little diversity, you know, in all ways.
There you go. All right. Well, Cody, before we get too much further, man, I got a couple of icebreaker questions I didn't warn you about. Are you ready for these?
Hey, come on.
All right. Icebreaker question number one, and feel free to be as specific or non-specific as you'd like. Where are you right now?
Man, I am in my dining room in my house in College Station, Texas, right next to Texas A&M.
There you go. Can you see campus from your house?
Let me look out the window. No, but I can see like a water tower.
There you go. You can see it off in the distance.
There you go.
And this is the one that I'm really starting to fall in love with as one of my icebreaker questions. It's going to stick around for a long, long time. Question number two is, if we were to hit eject in your truck or fire up your iPad or iPod and see what the last thing you were listening to was, what would it be?
Oh, it would probably be the CDX volume number 628. And, you know, we're just I do like to stay fresh. You know, I do have kind of an outlaw country, I guess, sound, to what we're doing. However, I do like to stay fresh and update with everything that's going on in the country music world too, because I just it's part of our job to stay fresh and in the stream.
Yeah, definitely. Just for folks who don't know, the CDX is an industry thing in the world of country music, in country radio, and country artists and things like that, where it's literally this week's songs, like the songs that are coming out this week. And I'm sure that Cody's been on there a few times now with his couple singles that he's had out. But that one's not the one that's got your song on it, is it?
Actually, it is. It's just so cool to hear like a Dirk Bentley song, and then a couple more tracks down, it's like, oh, there's Cody Joe.
Yeah, that's the one that's got his new single "Somewhere on a Beach," right? And then it's like 3 or 4 songs down the line, it's yours.
Yeah.
It's a precursor to things to come when now, those now that's country music or now that's whatever music, compilation 630, maybe someday down the line it'll be Lady Antebellum into Dierks Bentley into Chris Stapleton into Cody Joe Hodges. So there you go.
Right on. I like the way that sounds.
Big plans for you, Cody. Don't worry, man. We'll stick with me. We'll get you through it. So.
Hey, I'm here.
There you go. Well, he mentioned it earlier. You went to school there at College Station at Texas A&M, and that's kind of where you picked up at least the pen portion of your writing and country music career. Is that right? That's where you first penned your very first song, right?
Yeah, it sure was. Like we said earlier, I started playing guitar when I was about 13 or 14, and it wasn't until my freshman year, first semester in the dorms, that I wrote my first song. And I wrote it. It's kind of like an appreciation song, but to my parents. It's called Daddy's Dream, and I would like to. I'd like for y'all to check it out too. If y'all get some time, it's called Daddy's Dream. You can find it on iTunes. It's actually under Cody Hodges and the Linemen, though. That's kind of a tricky story right there. When I got out of the Army, my dad was a power lineman. He was a power lineman for about 35 years, and whenever I got out of the Army, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew that I might have been halfway decent at playing music, but was I really good enough to make a living at it? You don't know, until you go. And so my dad said, son, I know you love music, but you have to have a job.
It's true. I mean, there's plenty of musicians that move to Nashville or move to wherever their music hub is, and 3 months later they're back home and penniless. There's too many horror stories that you can't not have a real job too.
Oh, absolutely. And so I decided to go ahead and get a job as a power lineman, and kind of to see what has brought bread home. To see what has, how he's put bread on the table for us.
Right. Provided for the family for all these years, and now you get to take a glimpse from the other side of the fence.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so, and I actually started a band called Cody Hodges and the Linemen. And, of course, I was the only lineman. And so it was an odd story, though. My drummer, he came down with prostate cancer, and my guitar player, he ended up getting married and moved to Fort Worth, and my bass player, he ended up he's an engineering guru, and he's probably going to make millions one of these days inventing some kind of little gadget, And so it's just Cody Hodges and the Linemen just didn't work out, we released one album together, and and then it kind of just it kind of ran its course, and God said kind of, okay, Cody Joe, you're going to go in this little bit different direction. So in 2000, into 2012, beginning of 2013, I met my wife, and I always laugh about it. She pulled me off the pole. and
usually you hear about husbands doing that, but we'll take that for another time.
Dude, yeah. So man, she had a lot of faith in me, and you know, we've been doing this deal since 2013, and last year was our first year to have a single out. So it's a huge learning curve, but it's so much fun, and we're getting to meet a lot of really cool, really friendly people along the way.
Very cool, definitely. Cody Joe Hodges here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt. Cody, we're going to talk about your time spent in the service and how it kind of helped shape your music career in just a little bit. But first, tell us a little bit about Getting Back to Country. Now, that's not your first single that you were talking. This is one that's been released kind of in the middle there. Is that right?
Actually, Getting Back to Country was it actually was.
Oh, okay.
The first time we tried to push something to like the, I guess the Texas markets under the name Cody Joe Hodges.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of weird. That there's a couple of people who have the name Cody Hodges.
Oh.
There's like a bull rider. I mean, there's a dude who does motivational speaking who also played for the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, wow.
You know, and
all right.
Yeah, and so you know, and not only to mention, my wife has a brother whose name is Cody. So I'm the Cody Joe of the family, and he's the Cody. So.
Yeah,
but,
you can't have too many Codys in one family line. That just throws everything off.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm definitely the Cody Joe. But man, I totally got out. What was the question again?
Tell us a little bit about Getting Back to Country before we take a listen to it.
Oh yeah. We were just sitting down, throwing some ideas around. I don't know. It might have been on a back road somewhere, and you know, just about how. Kind of how, you know, not just, you know, the country genre, you know, we'd like to see it kind of take a step closer to the traditional side. But however, nowadays, I mean, being diverse is great, you know, but I'm not sure if it's well represented in the sound of country music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but, you know, I think that, you know, we both believe that America could probably take a couple of steps back too, you know, and get closer to its roots, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And still move forward, you know. So it's a song just about it's about getting back to where your heart's at, you know, and what you believe in. You know, it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with what I believe in. You know, it's just getting back to what you believe in and kind of, you know, where do you come from?
All right.
You know. That kind of attitude.
All right. Well, Cody Joe Hodges, don't go anywhere, man. We're going to chat a little bit more before I let you go. But right now, here it is. This is Getting Back to Country. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
What happened to outlaws like Haggard and Cash? Country was meant for the bold and the brash. A steel guitar with a little bit of rasp. A song's meant for drinking and good times to last. Let's get back to country, where I was born and where I'll be. Let's get back to easy living, rocking under that oak tree, and take me to Grandpa's, watching Hee-Haw on TV. Let's get back to country. who sang about them heartaches and the places they've been. Starting from nothing, just wearing a grin. Music from the soul, I wanna hear it again. Let's get back to country, where I was born and where I'll be. Let's get back to easy living, rocking under that oak tree, and take me back to Grandpa's, watching Heat Hall on TV. Let's get back to country. It's where I want to stay.
There you have it. This is Off the Beaten Path Podcast. Me, Ben Merritt. That is Getting Back to Country with the one and only Mr. Cody Joe Hodges. I got on the line. Cody Joe, how are you, man?
Hey, doing great.
Rehydrated and all that. I think I heard you blow your nose off air or something like that. Are you?
Yeah. I've got my glass of water right here. I'm staying hydrated. The sun's shining outside. Hey, it's a good day.
Yeah, and then you and I were talking off, or have been talking off air. You know, the life of the traveling musician is always a little interesting. You know, I mean, you said you were feeling fine until you hit Alabama, and then Alabama kind of kicked you in the butt, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of like what they do to our football team every once in a while.
I think everybody everywhere in the United States can hear that one and just be like, yep, that damn Alabama. Yep, definitely. All right. Cody Joe Hodges here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt. Cody, I think you touched on it a little bit earlier on how you were in the armed services. You were a member of the Army, am I right on that one?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. You kind of told me off the air because I asked about it just straight up. It was an interesting way that you got into the military. You weren't really planning a military life for yourself at all, but all of a sudden you were kind of like pulled into the ranks, right?
Man alive. You know, I had left Nashville to kind of get away from the music, and and I just, actually, I mean, literally I woke up, I had a dream one night, and something told me to go join the Army. And I went.
All right.
Yeah, so I showed up at, duty station Fort Carson, and I was playing music with a homeless fella on the street corner. And somebody came out of the crowd, offered me a business card, and asked if I wanted to sing for the Army. And so, that's kind of what I ended up doing, and just got to meet some of the most awesome vocalists I've ever met in my life. I mean, these folks. I mean, I don't even know why they. A lot of them. Don't even do music as their career. It's just something they just love to do. It's just like, man, there's just so much talent out there. It's really crazy. But my music director, he actually had his doctorates from Juilliard in music. So it was really cool to learn from him too. We started playing, traveling everywhere west of Mississippi, doing some lot of sporting events, like NASCAR races and baseball games and private military functions, stuff like that.
Well, that's kind of a cool deal. I mean, you think about it. You see the National Guard and the flag, the flag bearers and all that stuff at all the big national, sporting events, but even beforehand, before the TV and all that works, usually there's, some sort of a vocal group or, music accompaniment from some sort of a military outfit. And, it's kind of cool to know you guys. I mean, you were probably training harder at that than you were out in the field, or maybe even harder just in general for that, right?
Oh, absolutely. They rode me pretty hard too, but that's okay. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of built for that. So, but it's there was a lot of training involved. They taught me how to get a better grasp on reading music.
Oh, good.
But before I went in there, I knew a little bit. I took some music classes while I was at A&M, but just the level of this group's thinking was just way above anything I'd ever known, and so it was just a huge blessing to be able to just be around them folks and to learn from them.
Definitely, very cool. Well, I appreciate your service and everything that you did while you were doing that as well, and all the men and women in the services definitely here from Off the Beaten Path. We appreciate it. So, Cody Joe, this is the time that management, PR, all those people that they tend to start to fall in love with me like even more, because this is the Pimp Yourself portion of the show. You just tell everybody how they can start following you on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever it may be you got. Just tell everybody how they can follow along with your career as it grows.
Yeah, absolutely. The easiest way to find me is to go to CodyJoeHodges.com. That's CodyJoeHodges.com. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, Snapchat. I mean, we're trying to be more active in all those. It's really a lot. At this point in the game, my wife and I do a lot of our. We have pretty much doing everything in house. Mm-hmm. So we don't have a huge team of people, watching over our social media for us.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming for a small operation. Trust me, I'm pretty much riding solo over here, and I have somebody that helps me with my website, and that's about it. Like,
yeah, it's they actually make some websites that are already kind of like pre-set up for like artists.
Oh, cool.
Like musicians, and so you can kind of almost customize it to your style, and that's kind of what that's kind of what we did. I run our website and just basically Facebook and a couple other things, and Jamie, my wife, she runs a couple of other social media sites. So there's a lot of teamwork involved, and I sure wouldn't be here without her.
I find that men appreciate Facebook more and women appreciate Twitter more. So I'm guessing that you're in charge of the Facebook and she's in charge of the Twitter.
Man, you hit it right on the
head. It's just an observation over my time doing this. So, but well, again,
you're right on.
Go find Cody anywhere. Again, it's CodyJoeHodges.com to find him, and then just follow all the links there. So, Cody, before you go, man, we got one more song to play from you, and you got to tell us all about it. Tell us about Hell Bent on Loving You.
All right, Hell Bent on Loving You. Oh, man, alive. We were in East Texas, a little town called Palestine, Texas. And there was, first of all, both of the songs were co-written with my wife. She's also a writer, too.
Awesome.
So we were playing a show in East Texas, and, of course, my wife, she goes to all of my shows, because that's, I'm her product. He's my marketer.
Somebody's got to be there to tweet about it, right?
That's right. So we're sitting in, we're playing to this group of people, and there's this gal. She's just up on the bar, look at me in the eye and just dropping it down like it's, and just popping it back up. I said, I kind of look at my wife, and we kind of figure out that she's, this gal is actually trying to taunt my wife. you know, and you know, my wife is just so cool like that. I mean, she's not gonna make a scene or nothing. But when we got home that night, we did talk about it, and we kind of came up with a little idea of you know, like, you know, who dates somebody like that? You know, like you know, and not somebody like dancing up on the bar. You know, just the gal that tries to take somebody else's man.
Gotta be, the kind of girl that's got a little bit of too much of a wild streak in her. Yeah.
Right. You know, so I tell you what, it's to all the women out there. They gonna try to take this fella. Hey, they got a huge job because hey, there's nobody else in this world like Jamie.
Well, there you go. Well, Cody, I appreciate it, man, and thank you for taking some time out to chat with us here on Off the Beaten Path. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much.
There you go. Cody Joe Hodges right here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Me, Ben Merritt. Here's the tune now. It's Hellbent on Loving You.
Mama want me bound girls like you. Too much makeup and trashy tattoos. You walked in, the gleam in your eyes, swishing those hips skirted up to your thigh. I knew right then it was trouble from the start with the twist of your lips. You grabbed my heart and I was hell-bent on loving you. And I was hell-bent on loving you. I like that voodoo you do, the way you smell and how you move. I knew it from the moment it took me aside. You nibbled my ear, slapped my behind. Girl, I know you're crazy, just can't stand to be apart, but my love for you is clearly off the chart. I was hell-bent on loving you, and I was hell-bent on loving you. You drive me wild when you dance that way, your body rocking, I can feel what you're saying. And he walked in, stole your attention, you knocked me cold and drowned him in affection. The moral of the story is my mama was right. I should have thanked you for the dance and wished you good night. But I was hell-bent on loving you. But I was hell-bent on loving you. I was hell-bent on loving you.
Young artists, get your music on the show by emailing Ben at otbppodcast@gmail.com.
Friday night, strings tuned just right. On the stage under some cheap neon lights. 35 of my best friends in the crowd. I'm at that town pump that I was playing when I was just 19. My friends couldn't get in. Sure as hell no, we were sneaking through the back door. I've played 46 out of the 50 states for the last 10 years, just trying to find my way. But every time I leave, I just want to come back home. I'm California grown. We spend our weekdays dirt on our hands, weekends with toes in the sand, shooting whiskey on a Friday night, but Saturday we're sipping margaritas in the daylight. Sunday when the service ends, hop in the truck, pull the boat on the hitch, pulling Tracy over 6 foot waves, spending every summer out there on Clear Lake, just me and the boys doing all we know. Yeah, there's nothing quite like this place that I call home. I'm California grown. think I know about this place. They say there ain't other country about the Golden State. It's just palm trees, beaches, and celebrities. Well, have you ever heard about that Bakersfield sound? Owens and Haggard used to run that town. You go 2 hours north of the Hollywood sign to find farmlands miles wide. Weekdays, dirt on our hands. Weekends, our toes in the sand. Shooting whiskey on a Friday night. But Saturday, we're sipping margaritas in the daylight. Sunday, when the service ends, hop in the truck, pull the boat on the hill. Pulling Tracy over 6 foot waves. Spending every summer out there on Clear Lake. Just me and the boys doing all we know. Yeah, there's nothing quite like this place that I call home. I'm California grown. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're California grown. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, from Santa Rosa all the way to LA. From San Diego to the San Fran Bay. Well, you can find me in the Sacramento Valley, probably shooting shit with Mr. John Party. Weekdays, dirt on our hands. Weekends, our toes in the sand. Shooting whiskey on a Friday night. Saturday, we're sipping margaritas in the daylight. Sunday, when the service ends, hop in the truck, pull the boat on the hill. Pulling Tracy over 6 foot waves. Spending every summer out there on Clear Lake. Just me and the boys doing all we know. Yeah, there's nothing quite like this place that I call home. I'm California grown. Yeah, yeah, yeah. California grown. Yeah, yeah, yeah. California grown.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. There you go. That is the young Mr. Tyler Rich, and that is California Grown. Name of the album is Valerie. It's an EP. It's 4 tracks. And you may have heard him defend country coming from California, and he drops a couple of pretty key lines in there. Buck Owens and Merle Haggard came from California, as well as also fellow young up-and-comer with a little bit more of a bass underneath him, John Party, as well. California is not just surfing and sun and hippy-dippy kind of music. No. As we've learned as well across our time here on Off the Beaten Path, everybody from, well, Buck Owens and Dwight Yoakam and Merle Haggard to Moonshine Bandits and John Party, and now the young Tyler Rich as well has come from California. Country music comes from wherever country music comes from. That's the thing that we have learned. Across the world, across the United States, everywhere you look, country music can be right there. As a matter of fact, most of that song sounds like northern Wisconsin come summertime. Granted, California is an everyday thing, but here in the northern portions of the country, well, we've got lakes. We like to tow people around, and hey, margaritas are yummy. All right, I'll tell you all about this one, even though I think I don't need to. His name is Granger Smith. This is his latest single. It's called If the Boot Fits, right here on Off the Beaten Path.
Cinderella, Daddy wants you back home by midnight every time we're together. Yeah, that's my dilemma. I need more time with you. I wanna watch the sunrise through the pines with you. Night like this, wouldn't wanna miss. Moonlight shining on a long, slow kiss. You could be the one I can get lucky with. If the boot fits. Whoa, whoa, diamonds in the sky lighting up those eyes like whoa. My heart, hope to die. Pick a star and make a wish. Yeah, girl, you could be my all night. Dancing in the headlights, fairy tale good as it gets. If the boot fits. Yeah, baby, we can run away. My carriage is a 4x4, 400-horse Chevrolet. You're like a princess in a blue cotton dress. I could be your prince. show you how a country boy treats a lady. Whoa, whoa. Go ahead, kick 'em off, cause the boot fits, baby. Whoa, whoa. Diamonds in the sky lighting up those eyes like whoa, whoa. You're the kind of fire that I can't deny. Gets me high, cross my heart, hope to die. Pick a star, make a wish. Yeah, girl, you could be my all night. Dancing in the headlights, fairy tale good as it gets. If the boot fits. If the boot fits. Yeah, if the boot fits.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There you go, Granger Smith, If the Boot Fits. It's the latest single off the Remington album, which is his biggest album to date. He's got a #1 track on there from Backroad Song, as well as some great stuff, collaborations with the illustrious Earl Dibbles Jr. And, he's Granger Smith. He's probably the hottest thing since sliced bread right now in the world of country music. So far, so good, too. And if you check out all of Granger's old stuff, too, I've played Granger Smith here on the show before for a while now. Off the Dirt Road Driveway album, we had some songs, a couple of live at the Chicken as well. Poets and Prisoners was an amazing album. Don't Listen to the Radio, back from 2009. The kid's been around for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, I believe his first album came out in 99. So if you don't know Granger Smith, you're doing yourself a disservice. I hope you know that. So Ben Merritt again here on Off the Beaten Path. Thank you so much for joining us and getting in here on all the fun and learning something about country music along with me. Again, thank you to Cody Joe Hodges for sticking around and chatting with us this episode. And coming up next episode, it is a little bit of hometown music for me, and it's another live episode for you, so you're going to enjoy that as well. The Dang Old Trio from St. Paul, Minnesota creates a sound that they like to call bohemian. I don't know if bohemian is what I would call it, but don't let the name confuse you either. Dang Old Trio is a play on the fact that they're not a trio anymore. There's a 6-piece in there, but they do it a fantastic job live, and I've got some live stuff for you next week right here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Have yourself a great week, and we'll talk again next week.